Huáscar, shouldn't you first inquire who is behind this plot against you? Kunter Sol, I have to suspect anybody who may appear in the least to be a traitor. Chuka Huaman became Huáscar's confidant, and he began to question the nobles of the north under torture. Kala Topa Yupank, High Priest of Quito, why is Atahualpa not accompanying the mummy of his father? He hasn't come, because many nations in the north are not completely subdued, and we don't have a representative of the Inca in Quito. Atahualpa is requesting that Huáscar names him his second-in-command to keep the empire intact. No. We know that Atahualpa wants to revolt against Huáscar. I will get the truth from all of you. With the unrefined techniques of a Spanish inquisitor, Chuka Huaman proceeded with the gruesome task of torturing the nobles of the north who had nothing to confess. Till his last breath, Kala Topa denied any rebellion against Huáscar. Sepa Inca. The Quitos have not revealed anything. All I have obtained are these presents from Atahualpa with the message that you name him your representative in the north. Liars. I still have my mother from whom I can obtain some information about Atahualpa's intentions. Man of the future, the punishment that I have inflicted on ours and their nobles is going to serve as an exemplary lesson to all those who want to rebel against me. I will be the most feared Inca. Huáscar, how could you begin your watch of the empire by committing such atrocities? What I did was to keep the empire intact. Huáscar, my son, the distrust that you harbor for the northerners goes beyond my understanding. Queen Mother. Tell me why Atahualpa didn't accompany my father's funeral? If he wanted to be my representative, he should have come. He didn't, because the Canaris and the Chachapoyas are not completely subjugated. Atahualpa knows who are our enemies in the north, just as you know who are yours in the south. Mother, you are on Atahualpa's side. To avoid any questions of my legitimacy, you are going to marry the mummy of Huayna Capac. He is my brother. I consorted with him after his wife died. No. Cusi Rimari was his rightful wife. You were only his concubine, and I am not his legitimate son. So that no one will question my right to the throne, I will also marry your daughter who is my sister. Huáscar, I will wed the mummy of your father, but I will not allow you to spouse my daughter. Mother, you know that I cannot be the Sepa Inca unless I join in wedlock to my sister. No. She and I cannot become part of your hideous scheme. Chuka Huaman, I need your advice. The Queen Mother will not consent to my marrying my sister. Without this union, I cannot be a bona fide lord. Sepa Inca. Chalco Yupank, your high priest, can offer sacrifices on your behalf. Your mother will not oppose the will of our idols. Rawa Aklo, Huáscar's mother, had no other choice but to accept. The wedding took place in Limatambo. As lawful consorts, the dead Inca with his living wife at his side entered Cuzco with all the pomp befit for a victorious warrior. In the midst of the macabre celebrations, Huáscar married his sister Chuka Huipa. Huáscar was now the sole and rightful Sepa Inca. No one could claim the crown, unless he was ready to fight for his crown. The only one who could challenge was his half-brother, in Quito. Thus, we had a Caligula in the north and a Nero in the south, both of whom would proceed to end the empire as the Romans did with theirs. But Atahualpa and Huáscar would destroy the empire with the help of Neptune, on whose waters the invaders were coming. Huáscar, you are neglecting to go on your trips of recognizance of your kingdom. Kunter Sol, I will. But for of all the people who should have been here was not present. Respect to the Inca lord must be done in person. Atahualpa has disobeyed that mandate. Perhaps he didn't come, because he needs to represent you in the north. So far you have not answered him, and Atahualpa doesn't know what to do. I don't care. From this moment on, any friend of his is an enemy of mine. Inca, terror is the wrong course to lead the people. Don't make matters worse by letting everyone know of your paranoid state. You call paranoia taking care of one's own interests? Meanwhile, the runners had a message for Huáscar. Sapa Inca. Atahualpa has sent 2 women to spend time with the queen and her daughter. Rawa Aklo. What are these women doing here? Are they emissaries from Quito? Yes, they are. Atahualpa thinks that they may be able to get to your heart better than he can. Mother. You are planning something against me. From now on, you and my sister will be under my strict supervision. Tell these women to return, before I get rid of them. Meanwhile, Huáscar sent Chuquahuaman on an expedition of pacification to the north, instead of going himself. His confidant tried to betray the Inca again. The Chachapoyas, aware of his treason and to gain acceptance from Huáscar, decapitated Chuquahuaman and they allied with the Inca. Atahualpa was also carrying an expedition of his own in the northwest. He crossed to Puna and he lost to the islanders. He took refuge in Tums, where he heard reports of the strangers. The news of the foreigners infiltrating the empire did not interest him, because of the prospect of an imminent civil war. Atahualpa sent a second embassy consisting of a mutual cousin, Quilaco, who on his way to Cuzco dared to carry an amorous affair with the daughter of Huáscar. Nobles. Where are the emissaries of Quito? Sapa Inca, they are in Siquilapampa where your daughter is. Quilaco spent some time with her. Tell the emissaries to come to Calca, instead of Cuzco. I will take care of them without the interference of my wife. Sapa Inca. Remember that the young prince is the son of Auki Topa Yupank, the great general and older brother of Huayna Capac. Once in Calca, Huáscar confronted him. Quilaco, I know you have been visiting with Curry Coiler. As my vassal and ambassador of Atahualpa, your first official act of state was to fornicate with my daughter. Great Huáscar, Chuquahuipa is like a sister to me. I don't care. Any noble from Quito is a traitor. Sapa Inca, Atahualpa and I only wish to serve you. Then why didn't he come?